When I was 17, my mother and I packed our lives into suitcases and moved to a sprawling, nameless city under the cold watch of unfamiliar stars. We were chasing a new beginning. My mother had purchased a small business, a last hope to rebuild after the quiet wreckage of our old life. Leaving behind my childhood friends was a wound I wasn't ready to feel. High school had been my shelter. Now, it was just another building under a grey, unfamiliar sky. The new school was sterile, the hallways too clean, the faces too empty. I spent my lunches isolated, shadows growing long around my table. Acquaintances came and went, like fog passing over glass, but no one stayed. Until Dave. He appeared one afternoon, sliding into the seat across from me as if materializing out of the thin, dim air. He was warm, talkative, smiling just enough to seem trustworthy. We were alike, he said, newcomers with broken pasts. For a while, I believed it. But trust can be a fragile thing, and Dave began asking strange, invasive questions, the kind that made the air around me feel colder. When I pulled away, he apologized. When I stayed distant, he pushed harder. Eventually, I stopped answering. In the crowded halls, I became a ghost, slipping past him without a glance. He faded from my days, and I thought that was the end. It wasn't. One stormy night, as rain rattled the windows and the world outside blurred into a shapeless darkness, I heard a sharp tap against the glass. Then another, louder. I pulled the curtain aside. There, half hidden in the gloom, was a figure hunched beneath a dripping hoodie. Dave's face, pale and twisted into a nervous grin, flashed in the dim light. I screamed. The night swallowed my voice as I stumbled to find my mother. Fury burned brighter than fear in her. She stormed outside with a baseball bat in hand, shouting into the storm. Whoever was there, whoever Dave really was, melted back into the shadows. The police took a report. Our motion sensor light, dead for weeks, had betrayed us. For days after, the house felt brittle, like it could crack under the weight of silence. Later, the school revealed that Dave had a history, a lurking presence they had failed to warn anyone about. How he found our home remains an unsolved whisper in my memory. I transferred schools again, rebuilding my life from the ruins of that night. To this day, I flinch at shadows near windows, at strange faces in the rain. Some fears, once born, never truly die. It started at the beginning of 10th grade, on one of those mornings where the sun struggles to break through heavy clouds. Caleb entered our homeroom without a sound, a fragile presence stitched together with nervous glances and long silences. He wasn't the kind of strange that drew cruelty, not right away. He was clean, quiet, odd. Most people just left him alone. But I noticed him. My desk sat just ahead of his, and often, over my shoulder, I would catch him whispering into the space between him and the window. At first, I thought he was reading aloud, lips moving over the tattered pages of old books. But then I realized, he whispered even when he wasn't reading. The murmurs were soft, threading through the noise of the classroom. No one else seemed to notice. Not yet. Over the weeks, the whispers grew, persistent, unsettling. During lessons, during tests, even during those rare moments of perfect silence when the air itself seemed to hold its breath, Caleb's voice would rise like a ghost. Eventually, the others noticed. Teasing followed, harsh words born from fear and ignorance. "Who are you talking to, Caleb?" someone would sneer. He answered once, only once. "My mom," he said. The room collapsed into cruel laughter. The teacher tried to shield him, but the damage was done. Caleb kept whispering, undeterred, as if he was speaking across a great void. Then, one Monday, Caleb was simply gone. His desk, once filled with scribbled papers and battered books, sat empty, a hollow space carved out of the room. I thought little of it, at first. Kids moved. Kids dropped out. Life went on. But a week later, sitting at my sister's dinner table, the pieces began to fall into place. My brother-in-law, a psychiatrist, spoke in careful, anonymized phrases about a boy who had watched his mother die violently before his eyes. A boy who now lived more in memories than in the real world. A boy who whispered to someone he could no longer touch. I knew without asking that it was Caleb. The rumors filtered through the town like smoke, but no one at school spoke of it. Shame sealed our lips. I still see him sometimes, not in person, but in memory, a thin boy murmuring secrets to the empty spaces where no one else could hear. And now, when silence falls heavy around me, I sometimes wonder, who else is listening in the dark?